Alrighty, welcome back to NZ Mopar Customs. So in this video, we're going to try and get this corner rebuilt. We're in the midst of making pieces at the moment to fit in. Going to have to remake that. It's too rotten. And a few other bits and pieces. Hopefully we can get this corner rebuilt in this video. And again, thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe. Leave a comment. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, and yeah, we'll see you in the video. Alrighty, welcome back. So, in the last video, obviously we try to suss out some panels and whatever. So I threw a couple of posts up online. I haven't gone to see that guy yet that's got the bodies that I can look at to maybe get some cuts off. But my suspicions are that I'll get there and they're probably not going to be a lot better than what I've got. It just depends on obviously the body, but for the most part they rot out in the same places. I know that apparently, from just doing a little bit of research, the chassis rails seem to crack at the front, and they always, the old man even said they always used to rot out down that side piece where the sills and rockers were, and around the back guards. They all kind of did that. You know, obviously some were better than others, you know, depending on where the hell they were stored and how far they were driven and all that sort of shit. But eventually joined a couple of Maori pages here in New Zealand and put a post up through the video up that I threw up on just from a regular Facebook page on mine. So yeah, and most people have said they get all the bits from the UK. They've done them, and they all suggested the same place that I'd already looked at. You know, I was trying to avoid doing that, but you know, I was thinking maybe somebody had some pieces here, or somebody made bits. You know, somebody was making chassis rails and, you know, some of the more common stuff that rotted out, but doesn't look that way. So the plan is, I've got to work out just when the best time is to ring these people in the UK. Like obviously I need to have a quick nut out and work out what these bits are called on the page, and then I want to ring them, because what I want to say is, look, I've got this project that I'm doing for a lady. I need these pieces, you know, chassis rails, whatever, for a 62, you know, the inner wheel tubs, the wheel arch pieces, the chassis rail stuff, probably a rear valance, you know, as many bits as I can, get a price and go, look, this is where I live in New Zealand, what is it going to cost me to get it here? And then proceed from there, because I may have import duties too, depending on the total cost. I think anything over about $1,000 or $1,500 or something like that. Now they've started charging import duties on when you bring stuff in. So I've got to work that out as well, and go from there. Like I may get some cuts off this other dude. Like I'm bound to get something, if you know what I mean. Hopefully. I don't know, you know what I mean. But if I can get some whole pile of new panels, and it's, I don't know, we'll say $2,000 here landed. $2,000 is 20 hours of work, right? Give or take, with a little bit, you know. Obviously, it's probably not really quite that much, because obviously you've got materials in it. So I'll take $200 off materials, because I'm going to bang through quite a bit of metal making these bits. But I think it was going to take me way more than $2,000 worth of time to make these pieces. Some things would be really easy, and I've got to do metal repair anyway on the other stuff, but I can buy guards, and I think there's a couple bootleg repairs. There's no actual skins or anything, but I think I can probably make that stuff anyway, just as easy. But you know, some things will be easy to make, some things won't be. Or just, some things will be fast to make and some things won't be, if you know what I mean. And maybe I can get some bits and pieces off at these other bodies, or a cut at least, to do some of it. But yeah, so yeah, I need to price that up, work that out, what those cost differences are, how much time that would actually give me to make the pieces, and see what I can salvage off some other bodies, and then go from there. But at least if I can get an outside figure, I'm going to say to the customer, look, I'm going to go look at some some other bodies to maybe get some cuts and pieces off that I can use to graft back into your car. Or, worst case scenario, we're looking at $2,500. Say, you know, we'll just pull a figure out of the air to get a whole pile of parts in from the UK to fix the bad stuff, and to just save me a whole pile of time. Because I'm pretty sure that I ain't going to make all these bits in, you know, 2.5 days. You know what I mean? Like, that was what sort of time frame on, you know, by the time you're taking sort of, I don't know, 7 or 8 hours a day, give or take, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to be here for freaking like 10 or 12 hours a day. Like I could, but you know what I mean, during the holiday break. But I'm quite happy to come down here and do, you know, 7 or 8. But yeah, you know, sort of 2.5 days work, 3 days work, you know, I'm going to blow out $3,000 easy, just making panels. And like, I'm going to have to make some stuff anyway, the bits and pieces that you can't see. But if I can get the majority of it, like the other stuff's, you know, it's not so bad, you know what I mean? Like, there's going to be some stuff I'm going to have to make. But yeah, so we're slowly building a plan. It's just finding out what that figure is going to be at the maximum outside if I have to get all the bits, if you know what I mean. Because I might get to these Myries and they go, oh fuck, like that wheel arch is fucked, and that one's fucked, and that one's fucked, and like, yeah, that seal's no better, you know, oh yeah, I could probably grab that piece, you know, I might, whatever. You know, I might better grab 2 or 3 little bits and pieces, but for the most part I was lucky, I might as well just buy the bits, you know, I'm not saving myself much. Because you've also got to pick those pieces apart, also in the cost of fuel and the cost of cutting discs and cost of running around. Like, I'm going to have to pick these pieces off anyway. So yeah, like if I'm spending even a couple of $100 bucking around pulling shit apart, to try and salvage something that might not be much better, it might be just as easy to get the pieces. But yeah, I don't know. It just depends on what all I can get, you know what I mean? But anyway, let's dig back into this van and see where we get to. So, just to bring you back up to date here again, put the camera on. So, in the last video, obviously we hammered out this a bit. We might have another go at this, but what I want to do today is see if we can get these bits made for in here. Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll pull, we know where this sits again, we know how we're looking here for shape and whatever. I'd like to do a wee bit more shaping on this panel a little bit, just to get a wee bit more curl on this edge, just so we can get a better line up. Yeah, we can manipulate it when we actually join it together, but if I can get it just a bit more natural shape, to get it sit in a better, I want to get this bottom piece bent up a bit better. So I'll get down here and show you. Not really sure what you can see, but like this line here is okay, but we're miles off at this end, we need to alter. So I need to lie down there and mark a couple points of reference and flatten it out and rebend that piece to the right shape, and then hopefully we can get this here to line up better so it's not sticking out in weird angles. Just so we don't have this, you know, high spot here or low spot. So if we can get this to run into this a bit better and maybe get a bit more shape into this down here before we curl it out. Maybe I might have to stretch this a bit. Probably I could use the shrinker stretcher and just stretch this edge a little bit to get this to curl here, so this can sit a bit flatter. And then obviously we're going to get this line here, right down here. We've got to get this square, we've got to get this bent round so we can cut out the shit in here and trim this up. But we need to make the inner stuff first. So we know this is close, you know what I mean? So yeah, we're just going to pull this off and make the inside bits and work out what we need to do to make the inside pieces. And once we've got this all welded back on, then we can come around here and do our final piece. Oh, that's what I was going to fucking go do. I was going to go get a slide hammer from the old man. I'm pretty sure he's got a slide hammer. I said it in the other video before I bug it off. I think he's got a slide hammer that I can maybe, I think I should have some bright nails here. But we've got one of those, it's not a stud puller, but it's like, it's the same sort of, similar sort of thing, but it's got a triangle tongue thing that you put against the body and it welds itself on, and then you can pull it with a slide hammer. It's the same sort of thing. It's a reusable thing instead of welding studs on. That's just what they bought. So yeah, I think I've got a whole heap of bright nails that I can probably use, or something. I'll find something here that I can just weld to. I think there's some fucking nails here. I know he's got a nail gun, but I think there's some nails here. It doesn't matter. Might be some crap here anyway that I can use. I'll have to have a bit more of a hunt, but yeah, I can just weld like I say, a 3-inch bright nail on there, and then make up a little hook that I can hook in there and just get that a couple of tugs in there. I've done it before, just to pull something out. So yeah, I actually totally forgot about that. I was meant to go around to Mum and Dad's this morning and see if, pretty sure the old man's got a slide hammer for pulling like bearings out of backs of like cranks and shit like that, if you know what I mean. Pulling pilot bearings out and different things like that for over the years, if you know what I mean. But anyway, I think I'm not worried about that at the moment. It's not critical. I think we'll dig into this piece and we'll start working out what we're going to do to make the inner bits of metal. And I might just cut a bit more material away just to give me a little bit more access. I think because we're not up to this line, so I might just cut a bit more away just to give me a little bit more room to get in here, because this panel's back about here. So what I'll do is I'll trim a bit more this way on the inner, just leave my screw holes here in the meantime until we're getting ready to weld things on. Like you know, eventually we'll shave this over here and shit like that. It doesn't really matter, you know what I mean. We just got an outline here so we know roughly where to cut the rest of the crap away, so we can get a wee bit more access into making pieces. Obviously we can get in from the other side as well on this, fortunately. Also, when I was doing the body work here yesterday, I never showed a shot inside here. So when I was sanding the inside, like that was showing me the line that was in here, the crease in here, and like the same down here. And I'll look down here. I'm not sure it really shows too much down here, but you can see where I heated, and then you can see a few of the high spots when I just quickly run the DA over just to break through to figure the high spots out, so I could see where to hammer. Like you can, if you really want to, you could like go quite gung-ho and like really pull up the highs. But eventually we'll clean this up a bit somehow. I don't really know. I'll probably, when he takes it away, and I'll clean up the worst, like I'll clean up all my welds and shit. But I'll get him to say, look, Van, if you want this tidied up on the inside, fucking run around this with a wire brush and a grinder and shit like that, and sand the crap out of the inside. Save me fucking doing it, and then I can just run back over it quickly with DA and a fucking 80 grit pad, or even a Scotch Brite, and get a fucking good Scotch Brite in here, and then blow a coat of epoxy or even something in here, and then blow some sort of underseal coating in here. But if I can get him to fucking do the inside of it before I paint it, at least then I can prep it for paint or whatever we do on the inside, because it's a fucking whole lot of work that I don't want to do. It's bad enough doing the outside, but if he can do the inside, it'll just save him a whole pile of money, because I know he wants to pull the motor out of it, and I think do a bit of quick freshen up and just replace seals and shit, doesn't leak. But anyway, yeah, let's pull this off and dig into this inner piece down here, get rid of some of these holes. I give it a quick wee blower open the blasting cabinet, I think. Just for a couple of minutes. But yeah, it's a bit more fucked than I thought it was. Not that I blasted it that hard. I tried to blow this shit off. Revealed a few more holes than I thought was in there. I knew there was a few holes down in this piece, and I knew there was a couple in this corner, but once the started blowing away the frickin' metal, it's a bit fucked. So I might end up remaking it, but we'll use it for a pattern anyway to get our other piece made. Right, so I reprofiled this. Instead of being bent across here, I angled it down into here so it meets better. It gets better. I just pinched that in a little bit. So, and I try to get a wee bit more shape into here. It's a bit of rough shape. I'll screw this back on. If I can pull the material out of here. So I can pull some material from this to get this to sit in a little tighter. Maybe even up here. Get it to sit in a little harder. Righty, so this is our patch panel. We don't need the material up here. We'll leave it slightly long. This is where the rough bend is, where it goes back into the body. And this is obviously where our wheel arch lip roughly will be. So I'll just cut it off through here and we can trim it to suit. This is our rough guide for, what do you want to call it, for our wheel arch. This is our rough, we drew across here, so we've added a little bit on here for the bottom for the tabs to meet up with the other piece once we rebuild it. And we need to come out here a little bit further to meet in with the inner body work. I'm not sure exactly what we need, but we need a little bit more than what the tape allows. So I think another, I don't know, it's about 3/8 of an inch, a little bit more extra to trim off. We can, trim it back to wherever we need it. And I think there will be a cut through here for another little tab on the bottom. Now we probably don't need all this, but we'll just rough cut it, and then there's a funny fold in the bodywork that comes down here. I'm not really sure exactly where that needs to be. I think it might run down to here somewhere, kinda. That's a bit hard to tell. Just see if I can show you in here. Hopefully the other clip worked out alright, but in here there's a fold where it sort of goes into the edge of the bodywork. So I don't know whether that just sort of runs down to here, and this is sort of like a bit more shape in it, or what. I'm not 100% sure. I could have a poke on the other side. Wheel's still on, so. But yeah, that's that old little tab there. Yeah, and it just needs to run into that bodywork a little bit more. So I just allowed a little bit extra to try and get in there a wee bit further. We did run the tape down reasonably close, but we needed a little bit extra, if you know what I mean, to work around this stuff and whatever, get it to join on and weld. So we'll just make it slightly higher than when our line is. Yeah, and then obviously our wheel arch piece, and then we will have to remake this. It's a bit more rotten than I thought. I thought I might have got away with it, but as soon as I started sandblasting, I just started putting holes in. That's why I never sort of really cleaned it up too much. But yeah, and obviously this is where we've started just tack those edges together, so I can weld that up and just give it a quick dress up. And then obviously we will make this piece separately, into here, into that corner, so we can get that corner straighter. It's had a bit of metal joined up in here before, so we might, when we trim this off close for our body line, when we trim this off closer to where we join the body line, we might just trim this back into here a little bit further again, because we get rid of this where this has been, it's had a little bit of an overlap here, or just it's just not joined very nicely, so we might better just cut a little bit more of this away. So when we make this, we'll make this long, and then we can try and get it all squared up and to meet back into here and whatever. But yeah, and we'll obviously we'll cut this back further too, just get rid of more of this rust and rot and shit, and trim that off here. And we have to clean the, you know, all this bottom edge off and shit. But with this fixed, and then, you know, we can clean up and grind up this shit better, and then we get an angle piece to put in here, a bit like a triangle. Right, you can see over the other side where it goes into the wheel arch, but there's no door there, obviously. But here's like an angle piece, so we remake that and weld that in. It's kind of a weird bit, you know what I mean? But that's what we need to do, so we'll cut this out and we'll carry on. Right, so the first bin I want to put in is this one, so we need to do that in the reverse side, and then we'll see how that fits, and then we might hammer these over, probably just in the vise or something like that. We'll just see. This will need cut way back at some point, and then we might start hammering this over in the vise too, and just sort of trace this edge, just to give you an idea. You know, we'll clamp it in the vise like that and just keep moving it down and down and down. We probably won't use this vise, we'll use one of the bigger ones, and just hammer it around. Even like a claw hammer will do it, you know what I mean? But we'll give this back piece a bend. Actually, I mean, frickin', you grab me angle finder, and I've got a rough angle, so I'll bring that over so I can get it close to the shape of that inner, well, next piece down. Yeah, this. So I've got that angle on here, roughly, just so I know I don't go too far or too shallow, if you know what I mean. Get it within the ballpark, like we can manipulate from there. But yeah, make life a little easier. So we'll quickly bend this up and we'll come back to you. Alrighty, so we're getting our inner patch made. Obviously we haven't got this bent over enough. It doesn't matter at this point. I can probably trim this off through here somewhere now. I just need to work out where these two meet. Obviously we're going to remake this, but, and then I've marked on the inside. I've got that many freaking vice grips in here, hopefully you can see, but I've marked in here roughly where I need to trim the new piece off to fit the old, and I've got to do a little bit more trimming on the old, but I've got that kind of fitting reasonably well, if you know what I mean. I've got a bend in here to meet up with this. It's not quite in the right place, but it's not going to fucking matter. Like you're not going to have your head inside the wheel arch, but you know, I can probably make it a little bit sharper, bring it over a little bit. It's close, if you know what I mean. Even when we go to weld it together and we get this cleaned up, we can tack it in a few places, and I can hammer that in. Like it fades away to nothing here. I haven't really actually got a crease down here. I creased it, get this far, and just left the rest just to fold, or just curve, if you know what I mean, down to here. Because I've got this going on, so I haven't looked at the inside of the other piece. I probably could, but I don't think it's worth it. So yeah, need to do a little bit of final trimming, and then we can trim this off, and that off, and we can bend it round way further, and then yeah, and then proceed to make this bit somehow, and get that made, But yeah, I can just lay tape over that, use it as a pattern, lay it out, and then when we get down to here, we'll just have to cut the tape when we lay it out to get it to sit flat, and then we can just curve these bits and put a bit of curve in that and get it to match close. Right, so I've got this basically made and almost trimmed to suit. I still obviously need to bend that edge over fully, but what I may do is just get this final little corner here fitting it in there better, and then might just, this is after lunch, tack that, or screw that back in there. I've just been cleaning up a little bit around here. Screw that back on, clamp this together with a couple of clamps, like on the tabs, and get this sitting in place, and actually tack this in. And while this is all clamped together, then maybe beat that edge round, or I might see if I can get it round a bit further before I weld it in. But then I can, and then we can, once this is tapped in place, we can use this obviously and build it to fit this. Once this, and we know this is actually locked in, like, you know, or only tack it in. We'll put a, I don't know, like I said before, like, you know, every tacked in every half an inch or whatever, and make sure it's actually permanently in place. And obviously we'll get that folded over and get the other, make sure the outer piece fits on nice and all that sort of shit, and then we'll proceed to take that off and remake that after lunch. Because yeah, I could use this section here, I could use that section, but I don't know, it's probably just as easy to remake the whole thing, because it is pretty rotten in through here, like it's pretty pitted. I didn't realise it was quite so bad, and as soon as I started blowing all that, like I said, like blowing all the crap off from the inside, it revealed a whole heap of extra holes that I didn't realise were there. You know, I sort of thought it was still holding, you know what I mean? I thought, oh, you know, by the time we put it in there and give it a decent coat of stuff and just, you know, weld up a few holes when we need to, but it's a bit beyond that. I could patch it, but I think, you know, I'm going to have to rebuild this, basically this whole side and up into that corner. So like you're only using, you know what I mean, a small part of it. But it's a fucking good pattern. It's not beyond rotten, that it makes it difficult to make a pattern. So we'll do that after lunch. Righty, so what we want to do now is get these two profiles here, like this shape here and this shape here on here. So we'll start with the less of a curve first. Got this profile tool. We'll push onto here. Hopefully you can see this. Push it here. Give us a rough idea of the shape that we need. We're just going for rough profile here, you know. So now we want, yeah, this here to match that, using this as our guide. Trying to remember which way up that is. Screws to the whatever top. I'm just going to go on and grab it with the stringer stretcher. Righty, so well, while I'm here, I want to go get a drop saw disc for that so I can cut up that steel eventually to make a proper dolly to sit that on. And then I really need a new welding tip for welder. This one's getting the actual tip starting to protrude past the end of this. It's become a bit of a pain to weld because it's like freaking end up just get splatter against the end of it, and then it starts everything out. So I got this roughed in. Obviously I need to weld that properly, but for most part it's pretty close, you know what I mean? Just a matter of doing a test fit, whatever, a few tweaks here and there, trim up a few things, bend these edges a little bit closer to the right angle of the dangle. They need hammered a bit flatter, and that needs hammered in a bit square type sort of thing. But yeah, I want to go see if I can get one of these and maybe a cutting disc for that drop saw. I've been meaning to buy one for friggin' ever. I was actually half tempted to buy a what do you want to call it? One of the actual proper blades, like the Evolution Tools, like cutting blade. It's actually the same. I'm not 100% sure, but I got Arco from Outlaw Edge to give me the specs off the drop saw, and it's the same speed and whatever. Like voltage is higher here, but it's the same sort of wattage and all that sort of bullshit, and same diameter blade. So it's very, very similar. So I reckon you could probably actually put, I don't know, it would be worth a try putting one of those blades on here to see whether it seems to spin at the same speed and everything, all that sort of shit. You know what I mean? I assume, I'm pretty sure. I'd have to double check that, but I remember asking him, you know, what all the specs, and he sent me a picture on the Evolution Tools, and I'm pretty sure this was very similar speeds and all that sort of bullshit, if you know what I mean. But I'm not 100% sure on that. But I need a cutting disc anyway. They're only $20 or whatever they are, $16 or something. So I'll go buy one of those and see if I can get a welding tip shield, and then I'll be right for tomorrow. It's about 3 o'clock now, so by the time I bug around and do that, I'm not coming back today, if you know what I mean. But yeah, we're close. So that's 3/4 of the way there. Just needs that welded fully, and just bend the edges over, and then a couple of test fits, and then just trim, you know, a little bit of these little flaps and bits and pieces back a little bit better. Just tidy them up, make them look a little bit better, and then just get everything clamped into place and screwed into place, and just make sure it does fit 100%, and just tweak anything. Now, whether we've got to open this up or close it up a little bit, but we should be pretty close. We are close, if you know what I mean. And we can do any little final trimmings, twists, tweaks, whatever. So it's cool. So we'll go do that, because otherwise it's just going to drive me nuts. This, especially when I'm trying to weld shit up. Been meaning to do it for ages. So we'll go do that, and yeah, we'll see you tomorrow. And again, you know, if you've got any questions or whatever, or want to know something, or you know, as I'm doing this stuff, is there anything you want to know, or just ask, whatever. I'm happy to give tips, whatever. If you know, if you've got something in specific that you are, you know, trying to work out or whatever like that, you know what I mean. If you are watching, it doesn't necessarily need to be this, but you know, you can send me a message or whatever. Like, I'm on Facebook and stuff like that, so even send me a little video of what you're trying to do, and maybe I can give you a tip on how I would do it, type sort of thing. But yeah, just let me know. So anyway, we'll see you tomorrow. Right, morning. Sorry about the creaky frickin' roof. As soon as the sun starts coming out, it starts going mad. So anyway, back down here, finished playing with that dirty great Nissan on that video that's popped up before this one. I actually thought I might have got this done before I started playing with that, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, so we've got this piece. We weld through primed that the other day, so that's ready to go on. I think pretty sure we're pretty much prepped in here. turn the camera around, we'll get into it anyway. So basically just want to get, I'll just basically set the camera up in a couple of minutes. We'll just quickly talk about what we're going to do, and then yeah, we'll just get ourselves set up and we'll just start frickin' blazing some shit in here, get this thing together. So we'll just tech screw this back on, and we'll start blazing this on. Obviously, we're going to just do the 5 little welds up the top, whatever I've got down here, bang that on. Probably do a couple little, once we sort of get it all squeezed together, we'll probably do a couple little just tags wounds around here as well, and then we'll give it another bit of a coat, and that should be pretty much that part of it done. And then we might make a plate to tack in here. We'll just lay it in over here just to stop the shit from getting down in here. So we'll just put a little plate in there, and we'll just buzz a couple little welds across there, and just a couple little welds across there just to hold it, stop the shit from getting down in here. We won't worry about this triangle piece, and then we'll just start prepping the last of this to you know, do the trimming for this, get all that other stuff prepped to weld on, and we'll have to make this piece and do the final shit for there. But whether I get it fully welded up in this video or not, not sure, but I think we'll get it to the point. We'll just see how far I get today, and yeah, get it in, get everything together, and yeah, whether if we get fully welded, we get it fully welded. If we don't, we don't. But yeah, it'll be close, if you know what I mean.
Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling them wrong. You got me like, oh yeah, I think that we've all had enough. Sick of dealing with the old plan. They know that we're calling them wrong. Hey, it's too late to try to go contain it. A generation fueled by creation. We live lives on a small screen nation. We control the airwaves, no negotiation. I refuse to think we need saving. Something good will come from creation. And when we think that the world is too anxious, we'll adapt, evolve, survive, and save it. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. What keeps you up at night, yeah. Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah. I think that we've all had enough. Yeah, I think that we've all had enough.
Oh, this friggin' compressor is, sorry tool shed, but it's a piece of shit. It's just been an absolute thorn in the fucking side, this thing. It runs good for about 12 months, and then it burns the fucking starter fucking thing out, switch out. And this will be the third one. Like, since I've been in this workshop, it's probably, I don't know, whatever it is, we will be over 3 years now. And it started playing up a little while ago, but just persevered with it. But yeah, I don't know, it just seems to burn the fucking switch out. And the guy, when we picked it up, he said, oh, you would pay to leave. I'll turn the thing around. Like, leave this up so it's running all the time, but just not pumping all the time, if you know what I mean. Well, fucking, it's not as though there's like 10 people in here using the air all the fucking time, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not big enough for that. It's not a huge compressor, but it's not a small compressor, if you know what I mean. Like, it's not big. Like, it would be nice if the tank was a bit bigger, but yeah, like, it doesn't warrant sitting there fucking running all day, if you know what I mean. Like, it's just noisy. You know, for when I'm using the air, it'll kick in. I mean, it's not much point at sitting there for 3 hours running doing nothing when I'm not using the air. But if I am using the air bit most of the day, like, it'll just run. But yeah, it just, I don't know whether it's, I think it's just burning this out. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I don't know. It just won't fucking start now. See, it just does that. And it just gets to the point where it won't start it up. Yeah, it's just a fucking pain in the ass. It was playing up a little bit there for a wee while, but just sort of kind of persevered with it because now it's out of fucking warranty. I'm trying to see if this fucking says anything. But yeah, it's been one of those things every fucking year, without fail, it's shit another fucking starter fucking thing, you know what I mean? So it gets to the point where it won't go again. It's just a fucking pain in the ass. Like, they're not a bad compressor. Like, the pump's never given any issue. Like, the motor itself has never died. You know what I mean? But it just, the starter fucking relay, or I'm assuming it's the starter switch, just all of a sudden wants too much current. It's like, I don't know. I think that's meant to be a 15 amp plug or whatever it is. Yeah, it might be meant to be a 15 amp plug, and this is probably not 15 amp. That's probably, I don't know, I wonder if that's part of the fucking problem. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's just a pig. It's probably drawing too much current off the wall, and then because it can't get enough current, whether it's burning that fucking switch out. I don't think there's any 15 amps switches in here, which is probably is the fucking problem. But yeah, I don't know. But it was funny, like when I dropped this off last time, there was 3 or 4 of these in there. You know what I mean? And they were all doing the same fucking thing. Into the repair guy. So yeah, I don't know. Just fucking annoying. Like, you just want something to work, and you don't want to have to be fucking changing a thing out every year. Like the old man's got, like the smaller direct drive version of this, and like, it's never given an issue, but he's not using it all the fucking time, you know what I mean? And now he's definitely not using it all the time. But the main reason we replaced his was because I think the starter fucking thing had died on the other old one, and it was like 18 or at that point it was probably 20 years old or close to it. And we thought, oh, we'll just replace it. No, it's not quite big enough if you want to be doing sanding or painting, is what we were thinking. But yeah, this one is, like, I'm not using it full time now. That's partly why I didn't worry about getting it fixed either, you know what I mean? Like, I can just hear it, you know, nights and weekends a little bit, not here all day. But yeah, it just fucking won't start up now. And it's like, it's got no air in it. Nah. I don't know. It's like it just can't get enough current or something. It's fucking pain in the ass. Anyway, the paint, I use the ear for the little die grinders and shit all the fucking time. Yeah, and obviously spraying. But yeah, now I can't fucking use it. But anyway, I'll persevere anyway. I'll get this shit welded in. I just won't be able to grind anything back unless you use the cordless grinder, which for, you know, some areas is fine, you know what I mean, but I just don't like using it when I'm doing that final knock back, you know, just to knock all the highs off, like knock all the weld, the top of the weld back, yeah, fine, but I don't like using it for that finishing work because it's just too savage. Like the grinder with a flappy wheel is just, it's too savage. Yeah, you can't, it's not so easy to control how much material taken off, whereas like with a little die grinder with a just with a normal sanding disc on it, is quite controllable. like you're not making the panel thin. But anyway, we'll proceed to carry on with this.
So high, I'm hypnotized. What's up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love the world but keep the sky on your mind.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me, bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They'll deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go.
Alrighty, so I just might put a wee bit more of a curl on there. I pinched it a bit in here. I might just come up a little bit just to so we can get it a wee bit more even with this piece that we added back in the bottom of that bit. Yeah, obviously just, I don't know. I just want to look at the other side. It's very flat across the bottom, whereas I had this sitting down below the rest of the bodywork. So I just when I looked across, it didn't look right, if you know what I mean. So I just cut obviously a bit off this inner panel that I made. Where's the old one? Off this. Probably just didn't quite have the shape right, if you know what I mean. Whether it was right or wrong, I don't know, if you know what I mean. But I just made it look a little bit more like the other side. So I just want to pinch this a little bit further up, and then we can want to trim this off about this black line, and then obviously start trimming this bit of bodywork away. We'll have to cut a little bit off the top of this just to make it match up, and whatever, yeah, and then we can start trimming this into fit. And we should be just about there, and we'll have to make up a little filler between here and the back part of this just to fill the last little piece in. But we should be, we're just about there to start welding this on, and we'll have to put a pile of holes in here to plug weld through to this inner panel. It only finishes about here, so it's not going to matter much if we actually cut this back and just taper it back, kind of like what's ended up happening when I've trimmed it up anyway. So it'll actually work out pretty good. I might just have a wee bit better look around on the other side and just double check, just to see where I'm happy that it's going to be close. And by the time we put a wee bit of mud in and whatever and blend it all in, when we're fucking got it all welded in. But yeah, we're getting close. I think by, I don't know, about 20 minutes, half an hour to lunch. So by the time I get this fitting, it should be ready to weld in after lunch. And obviously we'll weld down here as well when it's on, I think. Or do I weld it now before I join it? Just trying to think. If I don't close it off, I should better get something in there. Yeah, I will. I better get something in there. If I don't close this off in here before I put this on, I can still spray a whole heap of shit in that corner for the most part. I'll spray it anyway. We'll put some weld through on the back of it. We'll just put weld through on the back of it anyway. Like, it won't burn the worst of it off. It just might make it a little bit piggy to weld in a few spots, but it is what it is. Anyway, we'll carry on. Right, I think I got close enough curl on this now. We can manipulate that. I still want to trim this off, but I might even wait till I've got everything else trimmed up, all the other material trimmed off, and actually tack it on. At least get it on in, I don't know, 3 or 4 places to the top thing, and then just run around with the grinder and trim, because the inside's too wide as well. And just trim the whole lot off in one hit. That's, all a similar width. Yeah, I think that's probably what I'll do. And I think probably I'm half tempted to clamp this all on like this. Obviously trim the excess away up here. Probably get this fitting. You'll probably just end up cutting this across here, so it's, you're not having this fucking stupid thing. But and then you get that plug welded on in 2 or 3 spots, trim that off, or get it reasonably trimmed off, and then just have this tech screwed still, run the grinder down here to get this to fit to this when it's actually welded in place and it's not sitting above the steel, and then we can do the final trim here, trim down here, and cut this bit of excess shit off here so we can make that inner piece last. I think that's the plan, and then we can fuck around with this bottom opening bit and whatever. Yeah, because it'd be just nice to get this to sit back flush against here. So we'll just cut this. We'll probably cut this off here as well. We'll just have to double check to see where that sits. Run this across here somewhere. So we just got one weld. Not even got this fucking janky piece. But anyway, what I might do is pull this off, put some weld through on behind that, so when we come back it's dry. I might just put that, I've only got the one fucking battery here at the moment, so I'll put that on charge, even though it's not flat or anything, but I might just give it a wee boost while I'm at lunch, because I've only got one cordless. Like, I've got two corded grinders, that just the cordless grinder is handy for doing the cuts. It's just not as fast, especially when I haven't got any fucking air, which is a pain. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Yeah, and I think we're pretty good. Just do the final little trims, get that test fitted on. Well, get this trim, put it on, make sure we're happy, plug weld it 3 or 4 spots, trim that off, and then trim this with this still just screwed here, and then we can slip all. Once we get this trim, we can take these off, pull that out of the road. We can pull any shit out that we don't need in there, like the excess, pull that out of the road, and then we can slip it back in and just start tacking it and whatever, and obviously get this out of the fucking road too, this piece, so we can eventually make our inner bit, and we'll trim this through here and bring this up a bit further, so we get rid of this other little doggy piece that's a little bit further up here. Anyway, we'll go for lunch. Alrighty, back in here, grab a battery, and we'll get that panel on. I shot around to Mum and Dad's. Unfortunately, he doesn't have slide hammer anymore. I think when he retired from restoring stuff for a museum, they bought quite a lot of gear off him, because they obviously didn't want to have to go buy it again. So he sold quite a bit of his tools that he had at the workshop where he was working. I don't know, about 2014 or 13 when he retired. He said it might have been in amongst that stuff, because I remember using it at different points in time, but like, it's been a long time since I borrowed it off Dad. So Dad thought it was there too, and I went and had a look in the shed and poked around and stuff, and I said, yeah, no, it's not here. And he said, oh yeah, maybe it was amongst the stuff that that the museum bought off him, because he restored trucks for a truck museum, transport museum, from about 99 to like 2013 or 14. And when he sold his business way back, he had a dismantling yard for, I don't know, about 18, 19 years. So basically, he just dragged a lot of the tools that he had there, apart from a few that he split with his partner at the time, business partner. Like, he dragged a lot of those tools to the other workshop, welders and bits and pieces, and he just sort of carried on doing what he was doing. So yeah, I think that slide hammer, he's pretty sure that slide hammer must have been amongst the stuff that they kept and he didn't bring home. But anyway, so I'll set the camera back up and we'll get these pieces welded on, and we'll get into it, and we'll Righty, so we've got that majority tacked in. I'm going to have to cut a piece off the bottom of this here. There's a couple of holes in there, well, some more than a couple of holes in there when I got down there and try to clean it up a little bit. I'm kind of half stuck because I like using like this to clean up like the metal to weld together. Look like either that Scotch Brite or the little sanding discs. Just the grinders are too fast. They're too violent, you know. Like if something grabs, it's too easy to go wrong. If you know what I mean, like they will clean the steel up just as fast, but without the savagery, if you know what I mean. Just so you can weld properly. But yeah, I've got a whole pile of holes fucking down here. I'm gonna have to cut a section out and make another piece and weld it in down here. Unfortunately, I knew there was a hole here, but hopefully it's fucking not like that all the way down here. Otherwise, I might have to make a new piece. I knew there was a little doggy around here, but I was hoping to. I hope to sort of cut the worst of it away, but it goes down here quite a bit further. Unfortunately, where's that? Yeah, the hole is down here somewhere. Doesn't matter. I'll show you down here in a second. Actually, I'll do it now. Yeah, she's a little holey down here, so hopefully it doesn't go too much past this point. You know what I mean? Just trying to. Yeah, hopefully it doesn't go too much past this point. This was the hole that I could see for a while. I thought, oh, I might better just weld a piece in there, but I'm probably going to have to cut this back here somewhere. Sorry, go down a bit further. Probably have to cut this back here a bit further and just shape a piece up and tack it into here, unfortunately. So yeah, we might make this do in the meantime. I really need that compressor, just so I can use the die grinders to clean this stuff up a bit nicer. And then we're still going to make a little piece for in here. I'm hoping I might actually better use this bit of this that I actually cut off from making that arch, like the piece there, but I might better just trim a bit off it to finish off this bit down here. I better use a bit of this to just put that in there, or either I'll just make a little piece, just shape up another bit, but I might better use that or another piece that's half. I got that profile in it anyway. Tack that in there and get that finished off. But yeah, that's basically in there now. Like, it's not going anywhere. Obviously, you know, we're still got to clean up welds and still got to finish doing that, and you know, still got to weld it all up. But it's in there. Still to make this piece here. But what I might do is just poke the door back in there. Once we sort of get this here in a bit better, or I wouldn't say in a bit better, but just weld it up a bit more, then I might sit the door back in the hole and just check this line. That's why I tacked that piece down here. I just want to try and get a reasonable cut straight with the rest of it, rest of that door opening, just to get me a rough cut. But yeah, we'll sit it in there, we'll just check that gap, and then we can make a piece and get it in there, and we can move it backwards and forwards a little bit and then tack it in the right place once we sort of get, I don't know, I might even cut, this pieces here has been joined in a bit like that pad piece. I might actually cut this off and make a new piece along here too, just so it's a bit nicer, a bit of better metal and actually joined in, not under. It's actually half, well, I wouldn't say it's under lap, but it's sort of like low there, and then you're going to have to fill it. So it'll be better off to bring it up a little bit and weld it on. I might even better turn over an edge and just trim it back. So yeah, I sort of fluffed that up a little bit, but I can always just trim this back here. Just put a better piece in there and just still weld it in the same place. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I think we'll call it here for this video. It's quite long now, and it gives me a chance to do the finish editing and get it up. Yeah, I think we're doing quite good here. Just trying to look at that line. It's not too bad. It's not quite as good as, but yeah, I can. It was sticking out beforehand, and now it's sort of sitting in a little bit. But we might better play with it a little bit. It's not 100%. Well, I suppose it is permanent here, but it's not 100% permanent down here. I might better let a little bit of pressure off it, fluff it a little bit, just so it's a wee bit better line. But I don't think Probably not going to notice. By the time I get it all, put a wee bit of filler across the bottom and everything, and put a patch in there anyway. Won't be won't be any major thickness in filler. I think it'll be pretty good by the time we get it ground up and cleaned up and whatever. I'm not 100% happy. It's got a wee bit of a weird shape here. I'm not 100% sure why it did that or where it was clean. I clamped it on. It's hooked that round a little bit. I might relief cut that and just tap this edge back a little bit, just a little bit for a wee piece, just to get rid of this wee bit of height off this. Could cut that and put a wee cut in here and just tap that back a little bit, just so it hasn't got this wee hump in it. But there's a few little things like that to fix, but it is what it is. Yeah, and then Monday or Tuesday I'll just have to see what the plans are for the next couple of nights, since I'll be back at work tomorrow. I'll drag the slide hammer home and we'll pull those couple of extra dents out, just tart them up a little bit so there's not so much filler in there. But yeah, I think this will be pretty good. Won't take too much more now to finish. Probably another couple of 3 hours frigging around, but I need to get that compressor sorted or borrow the old man's compressor or something for a few days until I get the fucking switch thing fixed on that again. Anyway, I'll catch you later on. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share the videos, whatever. Ask a question. If you want to know anything, let me ask a question. I'm happy to provide a bit of info if you're looking for some knowledge or something like that. But yeah, I think that'll do for this video. Thanks. See you later.